everyone, and welcome to Sideshow Live! Woo! You guys, crazy amazing show. I'm just gonna put it out there right now. We have such an epic show for you. I say that every week, but this week I mean it, because not only do we have Olivia, who we cornered her in the studio and made her talk about the alien print, as in Ellen Ripley, remember? That girl, that really awesome kick-ass female heroine. Well, she did a print of her. It's available on our website, and we're gonna talk to Olivia about that. But we also have special guest Nooligan and his daughter Soleil to talk about his art and his DC Artist Alley series. That is also happening on this show. So two amazing special guests with two very talented artists. Very, very excited to be here right now. Beyond that, we're taking a look at our DC animated statue. And then we also have special guest Sam Shackelford. Yup. As you know, he sits in our booth, but we finally got him on camera to talk about Mortal Kombat, because I don't know anything about Mortal Kombat, and Sam knows a lot about it. So that's why we have geeks in-house that we can get to help out. And so thank you, Sam, for agreeing. Yep, for agreeing to be on the show later. I'm not gonna torture you, I swear. Anyway, it's such a great show, and it's gonna be a really epic one covering a lot of topics. So let's get started. We also have a Kids Sideshow segment. Forgot that, but now I remembered. So that's gonna happen later. But let's get started with our featured collector. Our featured collector is Anthony Pierre Nomain. Wow. This is pretty spectacular. You cover all the bases of an epic collection. So there's like Star Trek, Star Wars, the best coffee table I've ever seen, and Marvel, DC, and also you have like every Harry Potter wand ever. So this is like probably one of the most amazing collections I've seen. So thank you, Anthony, for sharing your collection with us. If you would like to be the next featured collector, head on over to side.show/blog and click the Apply Now button. You will get a feature on our live show and in our blog, and that is really cool. But Anthony, no, seriously, dude, anyway, how's it going, everyone in this room? Anyway, we're up to our first video break, and when we come back, we'll be featuring, I don't know, something epic and fun and cool. You're watching Sideshow Live. We'll be right back.
There's just certain aspects that danger brings up at its most primal form. Fire, sparks, heat, guns, and explosions. I think the uniqueness of what makes Danger Girl special is the spy girl walking a runway with a gun kind of a look. My name is J. Scott Campbell. I'm a comic book artist. Abby Chase is somebody who grew up very curious of the world, and that curiosity seems to propel her into trouble. She exudes a confidence of like a runway model, but I think she often kind of gets in these situations where she gets out of it by the skin of her teeth. All the Danger Girls, Abby Chase, Sydney Savage, Natalia Castle, they kind of have a bit of a sexy sleekness to them that you oftentimes see in a James Bond film. When Sideshow first approached me about doing a premium format Danger Girl, I was very excited. It actually is her 20th anniversary, so it was fun to sort of go like, how do we create a statue that conveys that classic recognizability, but also kind of like gives it a bit of an update. To me, that was always the fun thing, is sort of having a name where the visuals completely and totally followed through with the idea. I mean, it looks so good up close. It's really a stellar statue.
Hey everyone, we are here with a fan favorite guest, Miss Olivia. Hi.
Hello.
How is it going?
I'm good.
Good.
How is it going?
It's good. It's fun. It's always lovely to have you on the show. It's fantastic. So Olivia is known for painting the strength in all of her subjects, and especially in women. So how do you go about approaching someone as iconically strong as Ellen Ripley.
She is one of my heroes. This is the original.
Yes.
So here is Jonesy. And Ripley, right? Ripley.
You got it.
So I got it. So when this first came out, I had just bought the Giger book. And this was, it was 1979 when this movie came out. And I was terrified because I knew Giger's work, and I knew that I saw that his work was going to be dominant in this movie. And so we went into the movie. I was scared out of my mind seeing this. And there I didn't expect that there would be this strong woman. No nonsense, no. She was just so perfect. She was one of my heroes that... It was such a classic Beauty and the Beast, not Beauty.
Well,
but,
yeah,
in a way.
It was, in a way.
And
Definitely Beauty and the Monster, or like strong, kick-ass female in the monster.
It was such a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Such a perfect, scary movie.
And it like turned everything around on like Final Girl.
She was important to me. I hadn't seen many women role models like that.
Oh, yeah.
In the 60s and 70s. It just didn't exist. So there she was, and then there was Jonesy. Of course, I had to paint her with Jonesy.
Yeah.
So
it's safe to say you're a fan of the Alien movies?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a favorite of them?
The first and the second one.
Yeah, the second one's my favorite.
The second one, yeah. The first one's perfect. The second one's another perfect movie, but it's just totally
love how different they are.
It's
That's
very
one of my
different,
favorite
but
things about them is that
Yeah.
the first one's like a suspense horror movie. It's a little slower moving, but it's definitely builds up all the tension you need in a science fiction film. And then the second one's like guns out and the blaster and the like
the Mother Wars.
And then the Queen and the eggs.
She was awesome, but the difference for me was that the first one had Giger working on it, so the alien itself was really very threatening and very, very phallic and very, how do I say it? Like the first one, I think they used motor oil or something like that.
Yeah,
it was a different
like,
consistency.
Yeah.
The second one, he wasn't there, and so they had more of a rubber cement. For little things like that.
Yeah.
I missed having Giger. I mean, I could see it. To me, it was like looking at a painting and seeing the brushstroke of a master, and the second one was imitating the master. So as much as I love the second one, that's the difference for me. So the first two are my favorites.
And what did you want to feature about Ellen Ripley when you started to paint her? Like, was there anything in particular that you just were like,
just her
feature?
strength? You know, you can't. She's just her strength. I mean, you really can't add long eyelashes or anything like that to Ripley.
I love the expression you gave her in this piece. Like, she's just no nonsense. She's holding her cat, and she almost has like an FU type look on her.
That is exactly what she had, and the cat is what softened her at the end and made it into a bit of pinup. A pinup piece, a little soft moment, and where she actually had to be the toughest. I mean, it's such a phenomenal movie.
Yeah, that's
so
amazing.
that's my hero.
So
she was my inspiration.
And how is this the first time? Oh, her hand. You wanted to...
I'm looking at my husband.
Yeah.
What? What about her hand?
Oh, the alien hand.
Oh,
there's an
forgot.
alien hand?
Oh, there's a little guy.
Oh, that's creepy. Wow.
Sure, I totally forgot. Thank you.
That's so creepy. Oh my gosh. Well, hopefully we're showing you images of the print, so we're gonna have to. Oh my gosh.
Snuck a little hand in there.
Yeah. That's like that part in the end of the first movie when he comes. Oh, that part freaked me out. Yeah, freaked me out in the end of that movie. It's cool. I'm good.
Where every woman feels very vulnerable. She takes all her clothes off. And
Yeah.
then the monster appears.
Yeah.
It's like Psycho, where she gets in the shower and there he is.
And then here he is.
There he is.
So there's always vulnerability contrasted with
it's perfect
impending doom.
Horror.
Oh, that's so good.
Know,
Oh, I
they really
love
picked
that.
up on
I'm
all
so glad
the
you
points.
mentioned that. I never would have noticed.
Yeah,
that's
me
amazing.
neither. I wouldn't have noticed either.
You wouldn't have noticed you painted
I
it.
totally forgot. happens, you know, I had this when we had the fire, so I took this and another painting. We ran out of the house with these pieces, so. They took a trip.
So in the what do you save? You save Ellen Ripley because she saved everybody else.
Saved another and I can't mention. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Awesome. So you guys, this amazing Ellen Ripley print goes up for sale on Friday between noon and 3 p.m. framed version. And then if there are any left, the edition size is pretty low for this piece. And that will go up on sale on Monday between noon and 3 p.m. If you guys want to follow Olivia on her social media, she is at Olivia Pinup Art on both Instagram and Twitter. And her website is eolivia.com. Thank you so much for joining us, Olivia.
Thank you. Yay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hot Toys Live Show. We are showing you a first up-close and personal look at the exclusive Wonder Woman comic concept version 6-scale figure. This piece is so stunning. Look at her. It has the likeness of Gal Gadot, but it does have the coloring and costume inspiration of what she looks like as seen in Wonder Woman comic books. This is kind of like another imagining of what the Wonder Woman movie could have been, and it is spectacular. If you like your Wonder Woman starred up and brightly colored, this is a great version for you to have added to your collection. Plus, it looks like Gal Gadot, so why would you not want it? This has the authentic likeness and detail of Wonder Woman in the Justice League specifically, with her silver-colored tiara. She has long, curly, real fabric, dark brown hair, a body with 17 points of articulation. Let's just turn that face sculpt so it's facing the camera. Look at how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. She has 9 pieces of interchangeable hands, including a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of fists, a pair of hands for holding the lasso of truth, a pair of hands for holding her sword, and a left hand to hold her shield. She has her specially tailored red and blue colored Wonder Woman armor-based costume with metallic painting around the chest, bodice area, as well as on the stars on the skirt. She has a navy blue colored scarf, the bracelets of submission, the red and white colored boots with weathering and battle damaged effects. She also comes with her engraved sword and her shield that you can see right there. What a great shot of the shield. Let's take a look at that. So she also comes with a piece of her bendable gold rope, the lasso of truth, that you can see right there. And you can take that and pose it if you would like to have her displayed with her lasso hands. She can hold that as well. She also comes with 4 pieces of magnetic bullet sparkling effects in small, medium, and large. They can attach to the bracelets of submission themselves, so you can have her in that classic Wonder Woman pose where it's coming off the bracelets. You can see her reflecting the bullets. She also has this specially designed Wonder Woman stand down here that is meant to also reflect the coloring of the comic book itself. And if you would like to get yours, it is shipping out very soon. So you can go to side.show/comic-concept-ww. That's side.show/comic-concept-ww. And that is where you can grab this amazing piece. Hey everyone, welcome back to Sideshow Live. We have these amazing animated series statues. I'm super excited because to me this is like my childhood, and I feel like a lot of you out there remember watching all of these guys in, Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, the Justice League Unlimited. It was just such an amazing time to be a fan, and now we have taken that and made it into our own interpretations of these animated series characters. I almost said figures. These aren't figures, they're statues, guys. So we're gonna start over here with Batman. Ooh, I love the flow of his cape. I'm gonna just kind of touch that right now. Anyway, but Batman is based on his appearance in the Justice League and Batman the Animated Series. And he, as you can see, is holding his exclusive, which is his grappling gun. He has a swap out hand as his exclusive. If you got the collector's edition, it would just be a normal fist, like Batman style, like just like this. It looks exactly like this. Anyway, he's about 16 inches tall and has a Gotham-themed base, complete with bats, because obviously Batman. Bats, got it? Get it? Got it? Good. But I love the base specifically because it really does remind you of the way Gotham looked specifically in the animated series. There was always that like Art Deco kind of like Edwardian themed era of architecture, and that's what we depicted right here. So there you go. He is Batman. He is a fifth scale statue, and he's entirely sculpted. So just in case you were wondering, this is a sculpted cape. He is a sculpted statue with sculpted everything. I'll stop touching him now. Anyway, he is available on our website right now, and you can still also pre-order the exclusive. So that's pretty cool as well. Moving on to Superman right here. Again, fifth scale statue, all sculpt. But I love also the base on these guys are so cool because you have the Daily Planet themed base, and there's even like headlines coming off like extra, extra, and all coming off of him. And he has very, very awesome headlines that you can see coming off the base, as well as like, it's like Superman versus Flash, because remember when that happened, guys? That totally happened. It was really cool. And then there's a Supergirl headline, kind of a little nod to his cousin, and also another character in the Justice League movie as well. And then a nod to Lex Luthor, his nemesis. He is shown right here with his alternate portrait that is the exclusive as well. This is kind of like the Superman smirk, so to speak. He's kind of like not so serious. He's kind of enjoying Earth's yellow sun that gives him his powers. Yeah, that's how, yeah, aw. Ooh, look at him against that blue in the background. That's really cool. I like that, Soups. You look really cool. And what? He does. It was like a nice, because also the background's like slightly moving, so it almost looks like he's in motion.
Looks Soup's cool.
He's Soups cool. Wow, is that like a new thing that we made up? Anyway, he's about 20 inches tall. From the base to the top of his flying fist, and you can still get him with his exclusive right now on our website. Moving on to our girl, Wonder Woman, Diana, the princess of the Amazons, straight from Themyscira right here. I love the base on her, mostly because the motion of the rocks coming off of this like kind of temple on Themyscira. It's very, Grecian kind of a callback to one of her origins, because as you know, Wonder Woman has had a couple. And again, she is, wait, is this the exclusive or not the exclusive? This is the exclusive. This is not the exclusive.
The
Okay.
exclusive is the lasso of truth.
Oh, the exclusive is the lasso of truth. See, this is why we have a producer.
Someone's just holding.
Ah, so it's the hand holding the lasso of truth.
Right.
Got it.
So you swap the sword out and you put the lasso in.
Oh, got it. Ooh, look at that portrait. Look how cool that is. See, to me, this is like what Wonder Woman looks like. Remember that episode of Justice League that was called This Little Piggy where Batman sings? That was like my favorite episode ever, and it was definitely like a Wonder Woman based episode, even though she spent most of the time as a pig.
Yeah.
But she was so funny and so cool. But then she got Batman to sing to her at the end.
Yep.
So win-win, Wonder Woman. And I would love to spend some time as a pig. So
Would you?
yeah, you could like just snort and honk and like roll around in mud. That sounds amazing. Anyway, so Wonder Woman right here, again, a full sculpt, 5th scale figure, and you can get her on our website. Her exclusive is also still available. This is part of the animated series collection. She is also 20 inches tall, so I like that she and Superman are the same size, by the way. To me, that is just kind of, I always think of her as just as powerful as Superman because she is. And so I love that we made them comparable sizes. Like his fist is moving forward and hers is going up. So they're like,
Just like that.
yeah, just like that. And then Batman, because he has to be like moody and brooding, he's a little bit shorter and in kind of more of a crouched position because, he can't do things like everybody else. He has to be different. So he gets his own kind of crouching pose. So again, back to Wonder Woman. She has such a classic look to her. Those, like her bodice, her little bottoms, and then her boots. She just looks so much like the Wonder Woman in the animated series. And I love her so much. I think she might be my favorite out of these three. Not that I play favorites, boys. I definitely don't play favorites. But she's pretty cool. But Jeff does, and it's his favorite. So there you go. You guys, thank you all. We're going to take another short break, and then we'll be right back. Thank you so much for watching. You're watching Sideshow Live.
The accident and then becoming Oracle and Birds of Prey, that's the splitting point, I think, where things start to change, because then it's like, yes, she has the neural implant, and most people do keep that in because her representation as a disabled superhero is also incredibly meaningful to a lot of people. But the way that they've addressed it, it's pretty consistent. But then when they do the soft relaunch of like Batgirl of Burnside or now Rebirth, she still has the neural implant. I think some of the Batgirl of Burnside stuff didn't completely come over. I think it was a little pre-Flashpoint mixed with a little New 52 when they brought her back for Rebirth, and they launched Rebirth with her starring in two different series. She had the Batgirl series where she was actually training in Asia to hone her martial arts skills now that she had her mobility back. And then on the flip side, she joined up with the Birds of Prey again because someone began using the name Oracle.
Hey everyone, it's that time again. This week's Kids Sideshow Challenge. Well, before that, we have last week's Kids Sideshow Challenge, which was to iron spiderize something in your house, and you had to use only found items based in your home or office, and you had to iron spiderize something. So we are going to show you a quick slideshow of all of the people who did that. That was so cool. Thank you guys for iron spiderizing. Who's excited for John Wick 3? Right? Right. Everyone here is excited for John Wick 3. It's coming out Friday, so we thought, what better way to kick off John Wick Week? That's a thing. And also kind of a tongue twister. John Wick Week with a Kids Sideshow Challenge for the Hot Toys John Wick 6-scale figure. Now, two things about this challenge. One, the figure is not technically in stock yet. It will be shipping soon. But just so you know, this is a giveaway for a pre-order. So you will not receive your prize until we receive the prize. So just be aware of that situation happening via any sort of delay that might happen in your prize that is perceived. However, it was also a little bit challenging because how do you exactly make a Kids Sideshow challenge that has to do with John Wick? He's not exactly the most kid-friendly of movies that you can just cobble something together or do something like that. So we decided that the challenge this week for the Kids Sideshow, Let Your Kids Sideshow, would be to honor John Wick's puppy by helping some fur babies find forever homes. So go to the shelterproject.org website, which is going to show up at the bottom. Find a dog or cat in your area that needs a home and post about it on your social media. Be sure to use hashtags Sideshow Collectibles and Adopt Pure Love so we can find your entries. You need to use both. Now for this challenge, we are allowing you to get multiple entries on social media accounts. So for every post you make promoting a different dog or cat, you will get 1,000 bonus points with no limit to the number of posts. That is insane. Think of how many thousands of entries you can get for the John Wick 6-scale figure that isn't out yet. So you just want to assure that you get your John Wick. So the only rules are the post has to stay up on your account until the show next week. We have to be able to find that entry, so you have to leave the post up for a whole week. So This time next week, your post still has to be visible on your social media channels, and each post has to be about a different dog or cat. So you have to have like Fluffy and Magneto, because apparently people like Magneto seems like someone could name an awesome dog that. Like I'm thinking like a Bernese Mountain. Anyway. So, make a different post about each of the dogs or cats that you find. And again, we want to help these dogs and cats find forever homes. So to register for the contest and get full details, head on over to side.show/LYKS John Wick. That's side.show/LYKS John Wick. We are looking forward to seeing all of these posts, and hopefully we'll help some dogs and cats find their forever homes. That's such a great giveaway, or like great contest, or great thing to do for a giveaway. So that is what we're doing for this week's Kids Sideshow Challenge. We have another break coming up, and when we come back, something awesome from Sideshow Live. You're watching Sideshow Live. We'll be right back.
USA. Round 1. Fight!
Hello and welcome back to Sideshow Live. Now, most of you who watch the show on a regular basis know that I am not the biggest gamer out there. Luckily, we work in an office full of resources, and by resources, I mean geeks and like nerds. So we have our resident guest, who is an expert on Mortal Kombat. At least he's being modest and saying he's not, but it's Sam Shackelford, guys. Woohoo! Hey, Sam.
Hello, Susan. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
Good. What's going on?
Not much. I was asked to describe 2 Mortal Kombat characters.
Yes,
very
because
last minute.
I know nothing about Mortal Kombat. And see, we have these amazing PCS figures right here.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get these figures in stock, we have to show them off because they're so cool. And just for you guys out there, if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you have to head on over to the product pages where all these Mortal Kombat figures live, because they are amazing. Short link at the bottom. And we have 2. Now, this is Raiden. Raiden is sold out.
Yeah, he is sold out.
He's sold out, but we want to talk about him anyway.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Raiden.
So Raiden is the god of thunder. In the games, in the universe of the games, he's the god of thunder. He's what's known as the protector of Earthrealm. He's kind of the...
Are there different realms?
Yeah, there's 6 different realms. The ones I know of off the top of my head, there's Earthrealm, there's a place called Edenia, I think it's pronounced. There's a place called Outworld, and then there's another realm called the Netherrealm, and then there's 2 other ones. I think one of them's like the Chaos Realm, and another's like the Void to some extent. I don't know if those last
I know
2
that you
are
just said
right.
Outworld, and he is the Emperor of Outworld, but we'll get to him in a second.
So for Raiden, he's the protector of Earthrealm. So if ever there's like kind of a... what would you say? Like a threat to the Earth realm. It's the Earth. If there's ever like a threat to the Earth realm, Raiden's usually the first person to know about it, and he's the first person to like gather up a lot of Earth realm's heroes to go either travel to whatever realm is like kind of invading Earth realm at the time, or he'll organize them and they'll take part in what's known throughout all the realms as the Mortal Kombat tournament, where
Call back to the game title.
actual game
I'm
title.
getting it now. I get it.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff with the tournament. The shorthand of it is it's a gathering of all the realm's most like prolific fighters, and they duke it out in fights to the death sometimes, and usually, and they kind of from that it's established like whomever the grand champion of the tournament is, that realm will get 1 point, technically 1 point, and they're on their scorecard of what is it like? So if a realm has like 10 consecutive wins in Mortal Kombat tournaments, they essentially get a free pass to invade whatever realm they want to invade. So let's say
That's a weird thing to get.
It's a weird rule.
Yeah, that is a pretty strange rule.
Yeah. The rules of Mortal Kombat, they're very simple.
Okay.
And the lore of Mortal Kombat, it's very straightforward. It's a little like not diluted. It can get a little confusing and a little like whip windy just because like time is usually a factor in it. A lot like other things.
Yeah, and it makes sense because you're traveling between these other like realms or dimensions or whatever. So things are going to get a little screwy every now and then.
Yeah.
But that's why they have a tournament to kind of like set things back in to like restore order essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so
That makes sense.
it's so no one realm becomes more powerful than the others.
All right.
And it's also to give people like this fellow right here, Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn.
It gives people like him the chance to go around to other realms and just kind of be bloodthirsty conquerors, to kind of sate that bloodlust that they constantly have.
Interesting. So this is Shao Kahn. Let me talk a little bit about him before we get into his lore. So this is actually still available on our website. He is almost sold out though, so you're going to want to hop on the Shao Kahn train, so to speak, pretty soon if you want to add him to your collection. Now he is mixed media, as in his little armor right here is articulated and made of
segmented.
Segmented,
Yeah.
that's the word that I was looking for. And then also his costume has fabric elements to it, including his trunks right here. Some of his straps are made of malleable material as well. And then, of course, he has magnetic key-ins, like his head and his hand holding his sword, which does have a very, I mean, again, I'm not the biggest gamer, but that is the Mortal Kombat symbol itself, right?
Yeah.
So is that, what is the significance of Shao Kahn having that symbol on his hammer?
I forget exactly. I know, I'm pretty sure the dragon itself is actually based on another character in the series. His name is Onaga.
Oh, okay.
Onaga is a dragon. He's like a half dragon, half humanoid looking thing, mostly dragon. He was the original ruler of Outworld before Shao Kahn. I forget exactly what happened to him. It's like really early in the game.
Yeah, because Shao Kahn didn't show up till Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because the first game is all Shang Tsung and all the other stuff. Yeah.
And this is why Sam is our expert, because I don't know what he just said.
It's really cool, like getting into the nitty gritty of the lore, because
Yeah.
it's a lot like a lot of other sci-fi series and fantasy series that I'm into. It's if you think a lot about it, there's almost always an answer to it, and Mortal Kombat is able to do that. Like a lot of
very
people,
cool.
they look at Mortal Kombat and it's like, oh, it's just hyper violent, like gory, bloody.
Yeah, it
messy
seems just
stuff.
like a tournament where two characters face off and beat each other up.
Exactly.
But it's more than that, because
Yes.
there's lore and there's
Yes.
realms and there's Earth world and outer world and things like that. So another thing I want to mention before we get into a couple more, mythology type questions about him is he actually is shipping for free in the US right now. Shao Kahn is, and he has a $50 off on his product page right now. So instead, that's $150 off, because he's $4.99 and now he's $3.49. So that's $150 off him right now. So that is pretty cool, if I do say so myself. So you said that because you're playing the new game, because they just released a new Mortal Kombat game for consoles, correct? And you were telling me that Shao Kahn looks a little different now. They redesigned some of these characters.
He does, yeah.
Does that affect gameplay, or is it just a aesthetic thing?
It's an aesthetic thing.
Oh,
So
cool.
the cool thing about Mortal Kombat 11 is they have this whole thing where you can get a lot of the original skins. Like you can get a Shao Kahn that looks like this as a skin and put it onto a character whose graphics are updated, obviously, and it looks really cool. But in Mortal Kombat 11, Shao Kahn, he's looked like this pretty much throughout most of the series. The only really things that change are like his armor, like his helmet, his pauldron, his Wrath Hammer for the most part stays the same.
Wrath Hammer.
Yeah, it's the Wrath Hammer.
That's cool.
And then, but yeah, in this new game, he has all this, but his helmet is a little more ornated, I want to say.
All right.
It looks a lot more draconic. And then he also has like dragon scales and like almost like dragon skin just going up his arms. And it's not explained why he looks like that, but a lot of people online kind of theorize like, oh, it's just another like kind of callback to or homage to Onaga.
Oh, okay.
Onaga
Yeah, was the original. Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
very cool.
Yeah, he looks menacing.
That's
in the new
awesome.
game.
So everyone I feel like who plays Mortal Kombat has kind of their character.
Mm-hmm.
Who is your character?
If I were 15 years younger, I probably would have said Scorpion or Sub-Zero.
Uh-huh.
But I think the one I would pick now, in this newer game, probably Johnny Cage.
Really?
Just because he's like, it's interesting because I would have never picked him as being like one of my favorites, but he's super well written. His story is like extremely, it's the simplest and the most like clean of all of them because it has very little to do. There's a time travel element. In
Oh, wow.
But yeah, that and then so either Johnny Cage, Noob Saibot, just because Noob Saibot has this power where he can like kind of toss his shadow out, and his shadow becomes like another interactive thing that people can. So
That's amazing.
yeah, and plus
Wow.
he's all black and all dark, and so I'm
That's
into that
really
stuff.
cool.
Yeah, it's either Johnny Cage or Noob Saibot for me.
Wow. So there's just a whole bunch of characters to choose from, and they all have their own storylines, and that's what makes this world so rich.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's really cool. Again, thank you for being on here, Sam, and helping me
problem.
co-host because honestly, I wasn't sure what to do. But this is why we love having everybody around because everyone's an expert on something, so it's pretty fantastic.
These games are really great. Like,
Yeah?
Yeah, it's cool because like I've been playing them since like 1995. It's like not like super hardcore, but it's like I used to play them with my dad a lot, and yeah, just like kind of thinking like every time a new
So
one
this
comes
is like
out,
in
it's
you, and you're like excited because it reminds you of that
yeah,
moment.
Yeah,
Oh.
and playing through 11, catching up on everything, and it's like, oh man, like I miss these games so much. Like,
Oh, I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that. So that's super cool. You guys head on over to side.show/Mortal Kombat because that is our Mortal Kombat page and check out all the different characters. There's probably one that you love over there. And thank you, PCS, for letting us show these amazing pieces on Sideshow Live. We'll be right back. Designer toys are an expansion of any character.
They're pushing the boundaries of realism.
Cohesive in its incohesiveness.
I had a burp, sorry about that. Sorry. I think the fact that Sideshow is creating this new designer toy company, you're gonna have all the quality that you'd get from a Sideshow piece now in a designer toy.
New characters, old characters,
We're not saying no to any ideas.
licensed characters, unlicensed characters.
We're working with the artists who created this art that we appreciated or we fell in love with.
When they told me like they wanted to work with me, like I think I couldn't say yes fast enough.
We want to stay true to their visions and be a platform for the artists and what they're doing.
One of the most important aspects of Unruly Industries is retaining the artist's original voice and intention for these pieces.
This goes back to like what's so great about designer toys and how designer toys are whatever your imagination can think of, and it becomes that toy.
All my artwork has always been reflective of like indigenous cultures. So like I think it's just something about that always wants to come out. I was on a podcast a while back with Mark Bricky, the Adventures in Design, but he was like, dude, everything you do looks like it could kill you, but it's also like super cool, you know? Like
I do sugar skulls. It's kind of an infusion of kind of my two cultures, kind of Mexican and American. So many of what I do is just stuff that I love.
I don't know how to like convey how excited I am about this project because I think it's just gonna be bonkers, off the wall, brilliant.
The designer toy market is so broad and so vast. I think it fosters that kind of environment where you want to tackle these original pieces and give those artists a chance to grow.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Sideshow Live. Today we are talking to an artist who has a very unique style. He is able to combine fandom and flair as well as making his own characters. So please welcome to the studio, Nooligan. Hi, Nooligan. And we also have another special guest.
It's my daughter, Soleil.
Soleil, hi. So we have both of you. This is very exciting. So how are you both?
Good. A few generations of Nooligan. So
I know. So this isn't your first time to the Sideshow studio, I believe.
This is my second time, and it's one of my
my
favorites.
first time.
It's your first time? How are you liking it?
It's really good.
That's
It's really
awesome.
good.
Very, very cool. So I feel like the best way to describe your art is just kind of to show it off and talk about it right
Appreciate
there.
that. Thank
So
you.
you started out doing 2D prints of various characters and kind of went from there. So how did you wind up getting this job right here?
Okay, so that was my first job with DC, which is which is basically a print that I did originally. So the idea was it was the same idea. It was two separate prints, one with Batman tied up in the middle, and both of them leaning on the side. And that was the print. And then so some of the guys from DC came by. They saw it, they liked it, and then their first initial idea was to make a bookend set out of that same print kind of thing. Obviously, we restructured it, changed some outfits, changed some designs, but ideally it's exactly the same print. Which is, and then that's one of those things. I didn't do any. I just put myself out there. I put the style out there. I put how I would draw the Joker out there, how I would do all that stuff, and then they kind of came and found it, and then gave me that opportunity, which nothing from that point on would have been capable of having without that initial first thing. Yeah.
Including your very own Artist Alley series with DC Collectibles as well. So this is the Nightwing from your Artist Alley series. Among Nightwing is one out of several.
Based on those ones.
Yes, and then so you have the Joker, Harley, and Batman also from that particular set, but with Nightwing, how do you take a character like Nightwing, who's so well known for his very specific outfit that he wears, and then kind of put a Nooligan twist on it?
So you got it like for me, it's like some really obvious things, like the nunchucks kind of just came natural based on changing the thing. I was like, when they offered me Nightwing, which I was super excited about, my first initial idea was like, and I told them, I was like, I'm not doing Jim Lee. Like I was like I'll do it. I'm excited about it, but I want it. I was like, can I do something else? And they're like, yeah, do whatever you want, which was fantastic, because then I was able to kind of make this more of a modern kind of aesthetic based off of what kids wear now, what would they want to see in a new version of Nightwing, and I kind of was able to play with it using my personal aesthetic, which is the very 50s, and then making it more modern with a hoodie and kind of like with the Letterman jacket, and kind of trying to play with it a little bit, and then also using the sneakers and socks to kind of make it more fun. Not only that, but then they let me design the back of the jacket, which was awesome.
That's so cool. Like it's a call out to his circus days as well. That's amazing.
And he's so much fun. And the great thing about it is it's one of the cooler things where there's tons of people cosplaying as just this one, because he's so different from what you normally see, and it's still cool. Like you can kind of like the hoodie, everything else. It just makes it more fun and more and a more of a modern version. I think that people are gravitating towards.
I feel like most people, if they're a cosplayer, can probably pull some of these costume items out of their own closet, and then just kind of go from there. So that's pretty cool. So do you approach each character differently when you add your own take on them, or do you kind of have like one thing that you make sure you do to every character you approach?
Obviously the one thing that I do to every character is the sneakers. I just love the sneakers. So it's and it's very it's based off of the idea of something that can be simple design that could last through generations, through different kind of cultures, through different kind of things, and always still be there. And I find that to be through history to be fascinating, how this can be something in the 20s and so because the Chucks are from 1917, which is the style hasn't really changed that often, much from that. The
Right.
canvas now, but the idea is still the same. And they've gone through every culture, from punk rock to hip hop, to like being socially like the top of class to basically the rebels. But they just come in and out. And I find something iconic and cool about them. So I kind of put that aesthetic on all of my characters, and there's also very Americana, which I love. And then and on top of that, I basically designed the rest of the character based on personality. Because if you look at the Joker or Nightwing's got a little bit more of a cocky attitude, more confident, more upright. And then Joker, on the other hand, can be more like expressive face-wise and everything else. And then Harley kind of thing, I kind of like pushed her into that same realm. And Batman always very serious, right? So it's kind of like playing with those different things. And if they let me design, like the Joker, they let me design him really, because he's pretty easy to kind of change and everything like that, just based on fancier outfits and stuff. But they let me keep the sneakers and everything else. And I would have made some changes to Batman and to Harley if I was able to kind of have more artistic freedom doing that. But ideally, I do try to base their character with the respect of the history that they came from.
That's
and
awesome.
Then also make it for something for more of a newer audience, you know.
Wow. Do you have a favorite that your dad has done?
Yes, I do have a favorite actually.
Which one is it?
His first one was really good to me, but my favorite is the Nightwing because it's my dad's style, and he made like the style of the jacket, and he made it like his version of Nightwing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot too. I think Nightwing's my favorite.
I don't think people most notice, but there's actually a little Starfire patch on his left arm.
Oh my God, there is!
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know if we can get that close, but it's right there.
Yeah.
Oh
Nobody ever really notices it, but it's kind of based off of then. Even the box they left it on there, but there's the 84 on here for the Teen Titans and stuff like that. So it's kind of like
so cool.
there's like little things that I kind of put in there that based on the history of the character and stuff, you know, and then. And Starfire is a really important part of
Nightwing's,
history kind of thing. Even I even studied this one day still. Like, aside from him and Babs, I still think that Starfire is Starfire. It's like the one, you know, kind of thing. So it's like, so I kind of always throw kind of stuff like that, history and stuff like that into it.
Oh, I love that. That's so cool. I never would have noticed that.
Nobody
if you
noticed
pointed out.
it. It was cool that they even put it on there still because it was so small, but they still worked it in there. So that was really great. So.
No, that's really amazing. Cool. I'm like, I love Easter eggs and things, so I'm like, oh, it's an Easter egg.
Even his clock is on the what she calls was the first year and month of the release of Batman Detective.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's kind of on the clock for his what you call it. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so they're a lot of fun. Like, they put a lot of history and stuff. So
you know your stuff.
I try to. Obviously, I can always learn more.
Yeah.
But I do love history of everything, you know, kind of thing. So like, and that's kind of leads up to whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Speaking of which, beyond taking characters from pop culture and making them into your style, you have your own original characters that are historically based. Can you tell us a little bit about them and where they fit?
So, you know, I worked on some creator-owned stuff, I want to say about 8 years ago. It's still one of my favorite things. And I would say that my whole, from the Nooligan personality that I go by to everything else is based on this one property. And so it's been this one thing that's kind of just grown from everything I've done has always been based off of them and this historical group of people that I created. And that's kind of like where everything's came from, because like they were designed first and then everything else came after that.
Okay.
So and still it's one of my favorite things, and it's kind of based on very like the sneakers, everything very Americana, have a lot of history, a lot of fun, and it's kind of taking these cool historical moments in San Francisco and making something really unique and special and more fantasy based in some kind of history. And I love it. It's my favorite thing ever. And then so it's kind of something that I'm kind of excited to kind of continue working on.
That's amazing. So can you talk a little bit about things that you're working on right now?
You know, I'm here at Sideshow for a reason, and it's kind of so I think it's like, so it's
I
one of those
understand
things.
that might be all you can say right now.
Right. So, but I'm definitely I'm excited to kind of show more stuff and offer more of my original stuff, because I think that's the basis for everything. When you're an artist, I think storytelling is the basis for not even just what we do as artists, but the basis of society. I think telling stories is what we do, and I think this is something that it's exciting for me to tell a story that's my own, instead of kind of just always telling stories for other people, because like this would like I could tell a whole story just based off of Nightwing's outfit and everything, but that's doing like Dick Grayson and DC their thing, and I want to do something on my own that is just for me, you know, kind of thing. So, and then for everybody else to kind of look at something new and check out these kind of cool new things from bank robbers to like, you know, to like mermaids and everything else. So we're trying to kind of create some really cool stuff.
Bank robbers and mermaids. I'm interested. That's amazing. So, kind of bringing it back full circle, you do a lot of conventions.
Right.
What do you have any upcoming conventions that you're going to be attending?
Obviously, I'm going to be attending San Diego, which is really exciting for me. I finally was able to kind of get a bigger booth area, so I'll be in San Diego, which is always exciting. Like with you guys, we'll be there too. So that's cool. And then I'll be at Denver. I'll be at Charlotte for Heroes, and then you know, New York and all the main ones. So I'll be attending all those.
Yeah. Do you get to go to any of the conventions that you're doing?
It's based on what he...
Yes, whenever she's out of school, stuff like that.
So you do get to go. What's your favorite part of going to a convention?
Looking around and like looking at people's art, and then I walk around and I see a lot of people's art, and it looks really cool. And I like how I went to a convention once and I tried to sell my art once.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
So she's just taking right after your dad right here. That's amazing.
She's actually sold some artwork too, so it's like when she was really young and stuff. So it's kind of like it's all like it's interesting about her. When she was old enough to talk, the one thing she's been able to say is she wanted to be an artist when she gets older. So which is she's always kind of known what she's wanted to do.
That's fantastic. Oh my gosh! So pretty soon you're gonna be the main person sitting right here, and you can push your dad off, and he can be in the other chair.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. Oh my gosh, you guys! Thank you so much for being here today. It's been a lot of fun talking to both of you. So you guys be sure to check out Nooligan on social media. His tag should be right at the bottom there. And then, as always, you might want to follow Unruly for whatever reason. And that's at Unruly Industries. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you all for watching. We have a short video break, and then we'll be right back. You're watching Sideshow Live. Hello everyone, and welcome to another Sideshow unboxing. Today we will be taking a look at the Rogue Maquette. This piece is amazing, so we're just gonna get right into it. First, let's take this base out. Then next we have, I recommend both hands and the key right in to the base, like so. Then we have all these little bolts. Now the two short bolts have to go in the back, but the rest of them can go wherever, you know, on this buzzsaw. The wires on the buzzsaw are also posable as well, so you can kind of untangle them, make them look a little bit more like they've been ripped. Then I'm just gonna grab her body. There's a metal key that keys directly into the saw itself, like so. We can grab her hand, keys in right there. And then next, we have her collector edition portrait. And so this is what your collector edition of the Rogue Maquette would look like right here. Again, feel free to kind of mess around with these very posable wires. They're pretty fun. They're very much like Mumra's tendrils on his costume. Then of course, if you got the exclusive edition, your Rogue will look like this. Has the 90s hairdo, alternate portrait. And that is the Rogue Maquette. Hey everyone, that's our show for today. It has been so epic that we don't even have time for a live Q&A, so you're gonna have to save all those questions for Sideshow and Tell on Tuesday at 11 a.m. here on our YouTube channel. We're also back next week, same bat time, same bat channel, right here on our YouTube channel with Sideshow Live on next Wednesday. But also this Friday, we have the Hot Toy Show. So that's coming up too. So that's Friday here, 11 a.m. Next Tuesday, 11 a.m. Next Wednesday, 11 a.m. We are busy, and this is going to be an epic week. So you guys have so much fun. Thank you to all our guests. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you, Nooligan. Thank you, Sam. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to let your geek side show. Take care, guys. Bye.